Hello and welcome back to day 4 of our virtual art camp through Samson Arts Council in Clinton, North Carolina. Today we are going to finish our sailboat collage by completing our sailboats using the background that we created yesterday on day 3. Let's go ahead and get started. So today's kit materials that we will need: that second half sheet of paper that we cut in half yesterday. We used half to make the water. We're going to need that other half for our sailboats today. We need our glue stick. I'm going to pull out my Sharpie. You could use the black Sharpie that you got in your kit, or a pencil if you have it on hand. We need our chalk pastels from our kit, and then 2 items that I brought from home. I actually brought a pair of scissors today and one of those paper towels for blending the color. So I've set everything aside, and all I have out right now are my chalk pastels, that half sheet of paper, and my black Sharpie I'm going to be using to draw the outline of my sailboats. To keep it really simple, I'm going to be using the corners of my paper to create that triangle shape for the sails. You don't have to do it that way. If you'd like to draw your pieces in the center of your paper, you can do that. Just to make it a little bit easier on myself, since I already have that side corner, that right angle over here at the corner, I'm just going to start at the edge of the paper and draw a diagonal line right down to the bottom to create that triangle shape for the sail. Now, the opposite side of the sail, I'll put on this side. I'm going to make it a little bit shorter than the first one. So I'll draw that one over on the side like that. And then I'm going to flip the paper over and do the same thing. Make my larger sail over here on the right. And then my shorter sail on the left. Okay, now for the center part, I could draw some more sails if I want to put more than one sailboat in my picture. I'm just going to do 2 today. So the center of my paper I'm actually going to use to make the bottom part of the boat, of the sailboat. So to do that, you could really use any shape you like. You could do a half circle with a smile line or curved line on the bottom, straight line across the top. I like to do, let's see, I'm going to turn it horizontally so you guys can see a little better. I like to do 2 diagonal lines that both come in towards the center of the paper, and then add a straight line on the bottom and a straight line on the top. And I'll do the same thing down here, maybe make this one a little bit bigger. And again, this is where I want you to put in your artistic touch and make your boat design any way you prefer. Okay? After I draw those, I am choosing to leave my sails white for my sailboats. You might want to add color to your sails. This is totally up to you. You can put a design on there if you'd like, a pattern, whatever you prefer. I am just going to do solid colors, solid blocks of color, and like I said, I'm going to keep those sails white, so I don't need to worry about adding color to those pieces on the edge. Instead, I'm going to move over here to my boats, and I want to pull out some colors I haven't used yet. So I'm actually going to do a mix of green for my larger sailboat. So I'm going to turn the chalk on its side. Remember to rub that chalk onto the paper. I'll do about half in a darker green, the other half in a lime green color. And then I'm going to do the other, maybe with some orange colors. I'm going to do a bright orange over here on the side. And then sort of an orangey yellow, golden yellow on the other side. Okay, now just like we did with our palm trees the other day and our water yesterday, I'm going to kind of tap my paper to get that extra chalk dust off. And now I'll take my paper towel, spread that color, just sort of mixing, making it smooth. I really don't care if I go outside of the lines on this because we're going to be cutting these pieces out, so we'll be getting rid of that paper. I'm just going to fold to get a clean piece of my paper towel and spread out my orange. Okay, and now it's time to cut out our pieces so that we can glue them together for that collage design. Brought back my base piece that has my sunset and my water waves, and now it's time for me to add in my sailboats. I grabbed that glue stick, and what I'm actually going to do this time is I'm going to start with the bottom of the boats, and I'm actually going to flip these pieces over and add the glue on the back first this time, because it's going to be a little bit easier to figure out where I want to place them in my picture. So I like to kind of create that overlapping design where you have the boat sort of coming out from the waves of the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to tuck the boat down in those layers of blue that I created yesterday. Just kind of tuck it underneath a wave and then press that down so it sticks onto the paper. And then just to test out my sails, make sure I've got those where I know where I want to put them. Okay, I'm going to add that glue on the back of my sails. I'm going to leave a little space above my boat. Okay. And then again, for the last sail, leave a little space above the boat and also a space between the second sail and the first sail. Okay, now I'll do my second boat. I'm going to tuck this one over here behind these waves. Press that down to stick it on. Line up my sails. Okay. Add my glue. Okay. And then stick those into place. And again, it's okay if we come up off the paper. You can trim those edges off or sort of leave the edges hanging off the paper. Gives it a cool textured look. Add on my last little sail. And now you have your sailboat collage. I hope you enjoyed this collage project as much as I did. Make sure that you want to add, if you want to add any extra details to make this design your own, you can do that with any of the scrap paper and materials that are left over. And make sure that you join us back here tomorrow for day 5, our last day of our virtual art camp. See you tomorrow.